Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today is a special day in December 2024, where I start recording my thoughts about my intended journey. I am WeirdSloth, and this will be where I share my intended personal journey from Singapore to Hualien, Taiwan. This is a journey fueled by a search for a life that feels conscious, balanced, and aligned to what I consider living instead of surviving. Over the past few months, I've done a lot of soul-searching whilst doing what I need to survive. Coming back to be based in Singapore has been rewarding but also challenging, and I found myself longing for something different. Perhaps an adjusted pace of life, more conscious living and a better life balance. Something closer to what I felt, living that 1 year in Taiwan. This channel is about recording the process of this pursuit and everything associated with it. The good and bad, challenges and successes of leaving behind something familiar to me, to chase a next phase of life that feels more like a life we want for ourselves. Singapore is many things to me. Today it's recognized in the world as a modern, dynamic city with many opportunities. For me, growing up in the 90s, Singapore was just home in a simpler way. I wonder often if it's just nostalgia clouding my brain's eye, where everything from before seems better through the lens of time. More on this next time. My reality today is that Singapore feels and is significantly different to me, and not just in the good ways. There are countless perspectives online on all points of the spectrum, debating the good and bad. For me, I plan to consider and share my own lived experiences from the past, in the present, and maybe what's coming up in the future. With a decent median-level salary, after paying for basic housing, food, transportation, and other essentials, saving meaningfully feels like running on a hamster wheel. You work hard, but the finish line keeps moving. The question sometimes becomes, what for? Work takes up a big part of our lives anywhere in the world, which I accept. But what happens after work? Weekends here often mean crowded malls, long waits at restaurants, and little time to breathe. It's like living in a continuous rush-hour traffic jam. The mental toll hits hard when the family isn't fully comfortable or when the future feels uncertain despite all the effort. It's exhausting to keep striving while feeling like we are still standing still. These challenges made me question, what am I back here for? What is it that I am working for? Is this what my success or even simply living looks like? I realized I didn't want to spend my life chasing just the better salary at the expense of a simple happiness and well-being which was evident in my year in Taiwan. Dreams could be the reasons for living fully or could be the distractions to a life of survival. Perhaps, in a time before, I felt differently about life in Singapore, both because Singapore was different then and that I had dreams that sustained my being in Singapore. Hualien in Taiwan wasn't always the dream. When I first lived there from 2021 to 2022 during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a period which I found boring and slow. Compared to Singapore's convenience and efficiency, Hualien felt limited then. I kept comparing everything to how it can be better, just like it's done in Singapore. It's also easy for outsiders to point to typhoons and earthquakes as the cons of living on this east coast of Taiwan. But over time, I personally began to appreciate its beauty amidst simplicity. I stopped comparing it to Singapore and started seeing its unique charm. Seeing the mountains in the morning, having the vast Pacific Ocean nearby, and quiet cafes where time seems to slow down. There's no need for constant upgrades or the next big thing. Life there feels grounded. Some of my favorite memories are strolls along the familiar city streets, or waves watching at Kixington. Standing among those towering cliffs makes you realize how small we are, and how temporary our worries seem in the grand scheme of life. Over time, I felt like I was becoming part of the community, seeing familiar faces, supporting local businesses, and sharing stories. Being surrounded by nature also helped me reconnect with something deeper. It reminded me that life isn't just about doing, it's also about being. So what's next? Moving to Hualien isn't just about escaping. It's about building a life that feels intentional and meaningful. The first big goal, saving or earning SGD 100K to cover at least a year's expenses while settling down after the move. There's a mortgage in Singapore to manage, so I need to balance financial stability with pursuing this dream. Financial stability always helps with feeling emotionally secure, and that's important no matter where we are based. Work-wise, ideally, I want to stay connected professionally through remote work and collaborations, perhaps even offering services based on my skills. Digital upskilling is part of the plan too. I believe much of today's work can be done from anywhere if given the opportunity to make that income. I'm also thinking about businesses that align with this new lifestyle, both in Hualien and Singapore. It's about creating something sustainable and fulfilling, not just for me but for my family. Of course, I know the move won't be easy. Finding stable income, adjusting to a different pace of life, and building a new support system are real challenges. But I'm ready to face whatever comes with an open mind and a hopeful heart. When the day comes this time round, I'll know I will be more excited than apprehensive. This journey is about much more than just moving. It's about redefining what a better life means, for me at least. Sometimes we get so caught up in routines that we forget to ask, am I living the life I truly want? I hope my story and ongoing journey inspires you to pause, reflect, and think about your own path. Maybe you're right where you need to be, or maybe there's a new adventure calling you. Thank you for watching and sharing this journey with me. I'm excited to see where this road leads, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's your vision of a meaningful life? Share it in the comments below. Stay curious, stay true, and until next time, keep exploring what matters most.